Hello, my wonderful people. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on the time and where you're listening to this news from. I have another interesting news for you this morning. Can you imagine this? Okay, this is afternoon. Yeah, can you imagine this? Plot to impeach Akeredolu has finally been exposed. Oh my goodness. Forces Ondo governors hasty return. Can you be that? Can you imagine that this Akeredolu is I don't know what to call him. Why is it that Nigerian government they are so much engrossed in money? They are so selfish and ungrateful. They're so selfish. Do you know that the deputy governor is the one trying to impeach, trying to write a petition against him for him to be impeached? Yes. This is a time to know the true partner. But according to Akeredolu, he is also selfish. He was very sick. That was why he left the country to treat himself. Hearing about his impeachment, he quickly rushed down and came back claiming that he is okay. Can you imagine that? Nigeria and their leadership. I know very soon that, okay, now that he's back, he's back to retain the seat. After some days, I'm very much sure that he will go back. He will still go back for the same ailment. So who is deceiving who? Who is deceiving who? I'm sure that this is happening because he doesn't want to be he still wants to become the governor of Ondo State. I'm very much sorry for the Ondo people. They will be the one bearing this brunt. They are the one bearing this thing. They are the one suffering for this. A state that does not have a leader, a governor, will definitely collapse. Yeah, it will. It will definitely collapse. It will definitely collapse. I bet this. I'm always asking myself that, can a politician ever resign from a political post because of their greed? It cannot, because of what they get. So because he heard that the petition plot is around the corner, he quickly rushed down to continue. Meanwhile, he's very strong. His health is not as strong as the way it was before he became the governor of Ondo State. Let's quickly go into the content of this news. The Ondo State Governor Rotimi Akeredolu San was forced to return to Nigeria following an alleged plot by his deputy, Lucky, and members of the State House of Assembly to impeach him. Despite being satisfied, fused by doctor in the Germany, the plan by some politician gladiators in the state of Ondo State as precise. That is the House of Assembly. They declare him medically unfit to continue to function as the chief executive of the state, informed Akeredolu's decision. He traveled to Europe country, but immediately he heard that he will be impeached. He turned back home. Despite he's still very sick. It was gathered that the State House of Assembly was being pressured to ease out the aligned governor from power and install the then acting governor, that is the deputy governor, Ayetadiwa. Recall that Akeredolu had surprisingly returned to Nigeria from Germany last Thursday after 3 months on medical vacation in Germany. He left the country on June 7th. The governor, since his return, has been holding consultative meetings in relevant stakeholders from the state and also political associates in Ibadan, the Oyo State capital. The family members and associates of Akeredolu had openly accused Ayedatiwa and his associates of plotting to remove his boss from office and being disloyal to the governor, especially during his travels. Some cabinet members who have pitched tent with Ayedatiwa in the anticipation that Akeredolu would not return to office as now gripped by fears of the ability of losing their jobs. After Saul's told leadership newspaper that the Cold War between Akeredolu and Ayedatiwa became evidence following the poor reception accorded the deputy governor when he visited his boss in Ibadan on Friday. The embattled deputy governor was only allowed to attend the meeting the governor held with members of the cabinet and House of Assembly. It was gathered that Ayedatiwa was accused from the meeting that his boss held with members of the National Assembly from the state, chairman of board, and also the parastatals, as well as the women and youth groups. One of the sources who grieved anonymity said that the governor had returned home hurriedly on Thursday when he was forced with the possibility of being impeached by the State House of Assembly. His family members and political associates melted pressure on him to return home in the first instance, even if he would return to Germany at a later date. The way the handlers of the deputy governor were going, governor would have been eased out of the ground that he is medically incapacitated to continue to perform the duty of office for which he has elected. The House of Assembly was being pounded to do the needful to impeach him and also direct the state chief judge to immediately swear in the deputy governor as the substantive governor. But the sudden and unexpected arrival of the governor on Thursday had truncated the plans. The deputy governor Camps was also jolted by the arrival of His Excellency. One of the high points of the meeting of the deputy governor's group was to engage APC leader in Abuja and also pressurize the state assembly to invoke the doctrine of necessity by declaring Akeredolu unfit. So viewers, what is your take on this? You have listened to the news and the first comment I gave. What is your own comment concerning this news? Please don't hesitate to drop your comment below the comment box. Click on the subscription buttons